So I'm from here. And then I left for many years, and then I had my own children. Races up the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
What track up there?
Yeah, so like from here, or that, like main road. So our fire station. So Zami's children and my children go to school together. And then this is the Catholic church on this street.
Yes.
I'm sure you've seen already.
Yeah, yesterday.
Wait till the weekend. It's now secondary middle school, because it starts in grade 7.
I'm so lazy to go outside.
And then that would be the patio. People who have moved as permanent relocations and purchased on this. So I'm from here. And then I left for many years, and then I had my own children, and I was like, we need to move back home. So it's neat in the summertime, around July 1st, they do quick drag races. They close this hill and they do races up the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What track up there?
yeah, so like from here, it's just like 1/8 of a mile, like quick little, oh, you can see all the marks right here. This is where they start. And so they do quick races. So the community comes out and watches. And they race everything from snowmobiles to motorcycles to like really fancy cars and trucks.
What's in YouTube?
He comes out and watches. And they race everything from snowmobiles to motorcycles to like really fancy cars and trucks.
What's in YouTube?
This is the artery through Kitimat. So this comes off the highway, runs straight through town, and goes right down to the industrial area to where we work. So this road is that main artery through town, or that like main road. So our fire station and ambulance, they're together. And then our favorite view. And you can actually see the tank if you look down from LNG. Nacho is one of the main employers here, and then the project would be number 2, and then we have. Then it's very like it's just a lot of industrial support for those two. For those two projects. So I'm going to turn here, but this is the highway coming into town, and this is going to bring you to your house.
Yeah.
So here is St. Anthony's School. So this is the Catholic school. So these children and my children go to school together. And then this is the Catholic church. I will say the school is almost at capacity. Like certain grades have some spaces, but they're looking at how they can grow. This street is incredible for children. There are children everywhere on this street.
Yes.
I'm sure you've seen already.
Yeah, yesterday.
Wait till the weekend. We're here all the time because our children are always wanting to play with their friends on these streets. So yeah, so we have lots of these are our friends' house here. So it's in that sense, it's a very small community that all the kids are just gonna end up playing constantly. So you're up on that. Is that yours? Oh, down here. Okay, perfect. Oh, so you must be by Richard Ing then. Ing? Houses minus, well, this is an LGC house. It just doesn't have an LGC person in it right now. So yeah. So there's a whole bunch here. And then up around here as well, obviously. Is that one yours?
No.
This one. Oh, that's Richard's there then, right?
Yeah.
Before Richard stayed here.
Oh, okay.
He's I think the LGC also.
Yeah.
From Sudan.
So another reason why the Catholic school, St. Anthony's, is popular is because our houses are right beside the school. So there's no main road for the kids to cross over. But also Nechako School is very close. The town was built in like these circular neighborhoods because in the 50s the wives didn't drive very much, so all of these neighborhoods were built with like a little shop, a school, and lots of playgrounds around like a center, and all the sidewalk systems would be able to walk through, so that sometimes it's faster to take a sidewalk through the center than it is to drive around. So anyways, but this is known as like Nechako nearby. This streets are all bird names along here. If you look, it goes in kind of alphabetical order, and they're mostly birds. This is the high school, middle school. So in here is a beautiful theater, 2 gymnasiums. There's a metalwork, a mechanics area. It's really nice. We'll come back to this. We'll finish Nacho here, and then we'll come back. There's also no shortages of churches in Kitimat. So churches Kitimat has lots of churches and beer stores. About that. And you'll find tucked in to a lot of these neighborhoods, you're going to find lots of children's parks. So if you look in here, there'll be a children's park, and there's a little water pool as well, like a
wedding pool.
Wading pool, exactly. And so then in the theory of the neighborhood, we're going to turn in here, and then the school is in here. Nacho school is just in here. Yeah. So this would be kindergarten to grade 6. Also, just for your awareness, the dental offices are all in here. So that brown building has all the different dentists in there. And then there's one more dentist just right back here. But this is where all the dentists work.
They make a pact. Let's do this.
And so Nacho school. This was my elementary school. So it's nice. There's a primary and I forget what the older kids are called. Anyways,
secondary.
So that they've got the 2 different parks for them.
Middle school, right?
Yeah. Used to be a theater. Then it was a church. Now it's a business. So this area is going to get renovated. Unfortunately, it's kind of got a little bit run down, but I'll just drive you through. So there's a really great little corner store right there, just for, and it's also an Italian specialty shop. So they get a lot of like imported like Italian like noodles and sauces and stuff. But it's a yummy corner store. This is all going to be, the district is working on all of this to be fixed up and renovated. Kitimat, about 15 years ago, obviously, we lost one of our major industry. So just along with that, a lot of businesses kind of just had struggled too. And then the Kitimat Fitness Gym is massive in here. So if you're looking for a gym to go to, that's there. So, yeah. So if we went straight, we'd end up back at the fire hall.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just gonna come this way, and we have another church.
So how about the public transport, like bus?
Yeah, it's great. So you'll see our bus stops all over the place. I would say if you learn the schedule, you can get anywhere you need to go in 15 minutes using public transit.
15 minutes.
Yeah, and that's if you need 2 buses. But like if you just want to get down to the mall is kind of the center hub. The bus comes every half an hour. So you just learn the schedule, and it's only usually about a 7-minute or 10-minute drive maximum, and then it'll do another loop. So the public transit is excellent in Kitimat. So we're going to go to the next neighborhood, which is White Sale. Only like if people have purchased their own homes in that area. But I'll just White Sale just to kind of break down the next part of the community. So it corners on the high school, middle school here, and then we'll just go by the golf course, and I'll just show you how it finishes up the hill tour.
It's a Mount Elizabeth, eh?
Yeah. So it's now secondary middle school because it starts in grade 7.
This is the only high school, middle school, high school.
There is another one. It is a alternative high school. So children who maybe aren't thriving in the high school system with the regular, how the classes are laid out, they can apply to go to KCH, Kitimat City High. And basically there they only allow so many students in, and it's a self-paced, and they only do 1 course at a time, and then they've got teachers to support them. It's really successful, whether it's for social reasons they're struggling or whether it's academic reasons. The KCH has been really really successful the way that it's running that program. It's called the Hirsch Creek Golf and Winter Club. So there's curling there in the wintertime, and the golf course open as long as it can be. But there's a restaurant in there, so we host some events there often. And then, I mean, it's a very beautiful golf course. It's 18 holes. And the facility has a patio that overlooks. So on days like this is the place to go to enjoy the patio.
I'm so lazy to go outside.
And then that would be the patio up top there that wraps around. So it's beautiful to sit there and just watch the golfers. And I mean, it's a pretty spectacular view. My husband loves to golf. I don't love it so much, but I promise to go out once a month with him, but I'll only do 9 holes. That's it. You'll see foxes all the time. The thing to remember is that the bears live here, but they're not looking for you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're not a natural predator. So if you'll take a bear aware course when you get to site, and if you just follow the theory that they teach you, you'll be fine. I have lived here. I've seen loads of bears, and it's kind of normal. You just really respect them and you just give them their space. But yeah, if you walk the golf course, there is one hole that's very common to have bears on it, and the bears pay the people no mind, and the people pay the bears no mind. And if they have to miss that hole, then they just miss that hole. It's not uncommon. So how many bears have I seen this year in Kitimat? 0. But they're here. Like, I have friends who take pictures, and like you'll hear about them, but I've seen 0. I see them usually on the highway between Kitimat and Terrace. When I go hiking, I put a bell on my dog, my kids. One kid likes to bring a cowbell. Every animal in 5 kilometers knows that we are walking out in the bush and nothing is coming to see us. I've never run into an animal while hiking with my family. Yeah, so now Labilla is the road that you turn onto when you come into town to get to your house. It's the one that went by the high school, and it runs straight through. So remember I was saying Heisla is like one of the main arteries. Now Labilla is another main artery to cut through. I think these are getting torn down, and they're doing some development here. This is KCH. This is the alternative high school. Yeah, we can actually cut up Cormorant here, and we'll end up on Albatross. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great alternative option for youth. So we have actually quite a few of our LNGC people who have moved as permanent relocations and purchased on Albatross.
Yep, this is Albatross.
Last I checked, the last time that it was done in a presentation, I think it was like 8,800 and growing. So that's the highway out of town. This is our road to the Kitimat Village. So there is housing along here. This is still considered part of Kitimat here. Reserve starts just past the marina when we get down there. So this is still a part of the Kitimat community. And you're actually going to see where the pipeline goes through to get down to our project just up here.
The CGL line, right?
Yeah. So this work right here, this is the pipeline coming through.
Oh, I thought it's okay.
See how it's driven. So
Yeah.
this is pipeline. Yeah. Down here, you're going to see brand new facilities built. LNG Canada was a big part of supporting these facilities, but there's a youth facility, a youth center that they built down here. Well, LNG Canada supported.
I
And then
saw
there's
this.
there's also the medical center, I believe, is right down here as well. So both of these have just only been opened in the youth center just in the last 6 months, and the health center I think about a year ago. This is where the really yummy frozen yogurt is. It used to be a restaurant, it closed. Oh, you know what? And there's a nice little trail here too, which I'll show you so you can come back to it. It's maybe only 45 minutes. So this, when you look through the forest here, this is what I mean by, it's just my favorite. It's like tall trees with nice moss and ferns. See how the sun shines through the trees? And so there's all kinds of little trails and suspension bridges all through their property. It's very pretty. You'll see sometimes if you come, there's like weddings and events happening, but yeah, it's very beautiful. Our hospital is fairly new. I think it's about 20 years old now. And then we also have a care home here for seniors. So it's quite a nice facility.
This is your hospital?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a new one, right?
Yeah, so I'd say it's about like 15 years, maybe 20 years old. So yeah, it's quite new. And then there's some doctor's offices. The health center is in here, and then our emergency facility is around the back. This building right here is like intermediate care home. So people who can live semi-independent but need assisted living, that just need a little bit of support. So they all kind of have their own room and exit in and out, but they also have support services here for them. So this is, there's two major grocery stores here. So this is Save On Foods grocery store. This is one of them. The other one is just a little ways away. And then there's just a couple other smaller stores here. So there's like a pet store, a liquor store, like an eye doctor is kind of tucked in there. Mark's is kind of a grocery store available, or not grocery store, like a clothing and work clothes. And there's a cute little coffee shop in here. And then Mr. Mike's is one of a more popular chain restaurant. You're gonna make it. No, you're not. 5,000 people in the stands. Actually, let's go this way here. So that's a very popular. Lots of events happen there. This is the back of our swimming pool, so you can see in there. There's a slide, and yeah, so it's been renovated again, probably in the last like 15 years. The public library, bank and insurance, And post office is downstairs of this building. So this is another Kiwanis Center. This is another like assisted living for seniors. And here we have a pub and a beer store. Told you, lots of beer stores. And then just like this is the mall shopping facility, so just different. This is a really good pharmacy here, the Rainforest. Lots of gifts and stuff in there. A nice restaurant, the Chalet, is up there. And your entrance into the mall.